Now, we talked about this briefly yesterday, but I do think it's important to continue this conversation because this is a continuation of yesterday. And it starts with the clip of Asmongold talking about woke journalists and how he wants people to suffer. And let's just as a background, let's go ahead and play this just so everybody's on the same page. Flawed, have you seen this clip?
No, I haven't.
Okay, here we go.
Look right here, and I'll show you. Like, people think I'm fucking crazy. I'm not. Look at this. People wonder are tax dollars used to promote wokeness in video games? Answer is yes. USAID paid Politico millions of dollars a year to write pieces like this one, which promotes diversity and describes Gamergate as disinformation and harassment campaign. So this is the thing, guys. I want these people to suffer because that's what they did to me. I want to set an example. Get rid of these people. Put them like completely out of their jobs. Get rid of them. Make an example of them. Say, listen, this is what happens. Gamers rise up. What goes around? Yep. What goes around comes around. And we're coming.
We're coming.
Yep.
You should have
wrong noise.
I'm coming.
There you go.
But so right. That's crazy. I didn't know USA was going to like. I expected there was that type of shit happening, but like proof is crazy. Conspiracies coming true every day.
It's yes. What's the difference between a conspiracy and reality? What is it? 3 months? Is that the whole idea? Right?
Damn.
Well, wouldn't you know it? A lot of people have reacted to that clip, including Hasan Piker,
of course,
who came in and he has his own little thoughts on this. This is from.
He's gonna say they deserve 9/11. That's what he's gonna say. Some shit like that.
This is from Solanath over on X. He says the terrorism apologist streamer Hasan Piker gets angry at Asmongold and says the government doesn't care about video games or gamers. He conveniently ignores that anti-Gamergaters spoke in front of the UN and that the U.S. funneled millions to anti-gamer outlets. So let's see what he had to say here.
Nobody gives a fuck. In the grand scheme of things, nobody cares about gamers. If you think that there's this level of interest in the government oppressing gamers, you are out of your mind. I don't know what to tell you. I cannot believe that this is like actual commentary on the realm of politics, and it's getting a lot of motion. It's 700,000 views.
This doesn't even make sense. Of course, they want control over games, music, every single form of media that has influence. Of course, they want to influence it and use it as a tool. Right. This is not anything new. Like, why is he playing dumb?
Yeah, and we talked about it last week when we talked about the USAID back in 2012. That's actually, that one dude who's a part of the Melissa and Bill Gates Foundation and basically part of the Democratic Party with Obama. It's this thing runs really, really deep. Like, if it's anything that's influential, like Flawed said, like they will want to take control of that because it's basically, they're driving whatever message they can into those video games.
Yeah.
And motherfucking
sell millions of games.
Yeah, and Hasan is like the reason why he's pissed off because nobody fucking cares about him because he got destroyed by Ethan Klein.
Yeah. Yep.
To kind of piggyback on this, this was in response to there's also this thread yesterday that kind of got passed around where they were saying you guys are genuinely so fucking pathetic. It's quite literally just video games, right? And this was in response to this. We talked about this briefly yesterday, but if it's just video games, this guy says, do you guys remember when Anita Sarkeesian and Zoe Quinn spoke to the world leaders at the UN because it's quite literally just video games? Like this is a big fucking deal here. So it's
absolutely,
it's more than just video games. And
all the times politicians went on the news and was like, we need to stop these people from playing this game. This game has this effect. Clearly, they've been carrying around games for like decades now. They've been trying to control games.
You go back to Joe Lieberman in the 90s where he was talking about how dangerous Mortal Kombat was.
Yeah.
Like, let's not forget, there's a reason, like there was no rating board for video games until the government got involved. Exactly. Video games were just put out there. Then all of a sudden, guess what? We need the ESRB, and all of a sudden we have a ratings board just like we do in movies because it's all about control. So don't give me this shit about, oh, well, they don't care about gamers. They very much care about gamers
Sure
because
do.
guess what? Just like they care about movies and music, games from a revenue standpoint make up more revenue than that. It's the biggest entertainment medium there is.
Yep.
And we also have this, just a quick reminder. This is a quote tweet about this. It says, the chick on the right drove a dev to suicide by fake rape allegations that turned friends and family against him. Remember Pirate Night in the Woods.
What?
Do you not know about this?
No.
Oh man, you need to learn about. I've learned so much about this over the past. The original. These women who, once again, Hasan over here talking about how people don't care about video games, right? The cultural movement that you're seeing right now is a direct response to video games and these two imbeciles sticking their nose where it didn't belong. It's a direct response to that. It goes back over a decade now to the original Gamergate that was ironically about video game journalism.
Yeah.
And it got co-opted and retconned into the idea of, no, it's about harassment of women and people of color. Like, fuck you. Yeah. It's about you can't do your fucking jobs. That's what it's about. And to think that's where we're at right now, it's not a stretch to say that because of these two women right here, these two people right here, there's a reason why you're seeing such a tremendous pushback right now in society. You're seeing all these, you had all the pronouns and everything from 2020 to 2024, and you had Bizarro World, right? And these people, their world has been shattered because of what these people did.
Would you say that gaming was going woke before movies and like TV and things like that?
I think gaming was the first industry. Yes.
Right. And then I think grew from there.
Yes. I think gaming was 100% the first industry, and it'll be the last to be out.
Yeah.
It has by far the most amount of activists in it. When you think of like what's the stereotype when it comes to video gamers in general, right?
Dude, misogynist, Doritos in his basement, sweating in a tank top,
Call of Duty lobby, that kind of stuff.
Incel,
like kind of autistic,
autistic,
maybe not a whole lot of friends, loner, right? So you have these people.
Obviously, isn't the case, but yeah.
Right. But that's the stereotype, right?
Yeah.
So you have these people who have been ostracized, and they gravitate to an industry. They gravitate to playing these games. It becomes part of their personality. So naturally, they want to enter said industry. And guess what? All these people who feel like they've been ostracized, they're also the people that have they them pronouns or her, or think they're a different sex, right? And that's how you get 35% of the industry or whatever number it is that are women or identify as a woman, when in an industry that all data points to the idea that isn't even close to that breakdown of 35% of players being women. Like that's a farce. We've talked about that on the show many, many times. So I'm always fascinated by this, the idea like, the government doesn't care about gamers. They don't care about gamers. Who the fuck is?
Yeah.
Philip, you got anything on this?
Yeah, it's they've been trying to cover this shit up for a while now, saying that gamers don't matter and stuff like that. Yeah, like I was gonna say like the whole thing. If game doesn't matter, then why did they try to like censor so much stuff? The whole thing with like Columbine blaming gun violence on video games. What's it called again? Daniel Defense being sued because their name was the Daniel Defense Mark IV was actually mentioned in Call of Duty. All of a sudden, they're getting sued. If it wasn't important, they would have not said anything. But the thing is that the government wants to control this if possible. I guarantee you, if the government had any say in GTA 5 that's been out for like how many years now, more than a decade, they would have thrown every messaging in there, but they don't. But that's the reason why like they fear a lot of these people have any type of platform to say otherwise, is because you're going against the narrative. And someone like Asmongold, some people like us that they're just talking about it, like they fear us the most, is because we're shining a light on this. It's like, this is complete bullshit. And you guys definitely do want to control this, is because if anything, if we give them an inch of control, they will never release that control.
Yeah.
I think you're right. It always comes back to control. Always control.